Hey guys, so this is I'm set up in the kitchen here to have my first go at washing vinyl records. Uh, so I got the famous spin clean, and so I'm going to give that a go. So I've got the spin clean, I've got the fluid it came with. The research online I've seen suggests that this stuff called the Art of Sound, or L'Art du Son, is definitely the best cleaner, but the instructions for how you use it basically say you create a dilute solution of this and then you wash the record with the dilute solution. The process in this spin clean is a little different, and so we'll put that to one side for this time out and we'll go with what came with the kit. And of course it says only use this liquid with this kit, but then you'd expect it to say that. So distilled water, clean fluid, tank, cleaning cloth, which I may or may not use, because as I'm sure you guys will have seen, there's so many schools of thought on this, one of which is you should really let it air dry, because if you try and use a cloth on it, it's probably okay to use this because it's brand new and never been used, but once you've used it a few times, then obviously there's contamination on the cloth. And so what I have done is from my Tone Funk console, I've borrowed the record rack out of it because I can't really use it as is, because it's meant obviously for records that are not in their sleeves. And so when I put an LP in its sleeve in it, it doesn't fit in the cabinet. But however, it has the advantage that all these wires are fabric coated so as not to scratch the records. So what I'm going to try and do is wash some records and leave them on here to air dry, and then give that a go and see how that works, and if I'm happy with that, fair enough. If not, we'll wash them again and wipe them dry. Anyway, so that's the plan. As I say, this is not going to be a tutorial on how to use the box or anything, because there's loads of those. Really, the goal here is just for me to show you guys what I've decided to do and what my experience is, and then if this is not satisfactory, we'll look for something else. So, to the records. So, I got 5 to start off with. So, they kind of go. The oldest one is Vladimir Ashkenazy and Zubin Mehta, Brahms Piano Concerto No. 2 with the London Symphony Orchestra, and this is from 1967. That's first one. Then I got Johnny Guitar Watson, Ain't That a Bitch from 76. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior, also from 76. Tangerine Dream, Rubicon from, I believe, 75. And the 5th one is Captain Beefheart, Blue Jeans and Moonbeams from 74. So these are the ones I'm going to have a go at, and we'll see how they turn out. And I will let you know in due course. First, we gotta fill this thing up with distilled water. Boom, boom. The rollers and the brushes. The instructions say you drop 3 capfuls of fluid onto the brushes themselves. One. Okay. And all of these records play reasonably well, incidentally. It's not like there's... The obvious one that's a challenge is the Tangerine Dream one, because these are so, if you like, silent, that yeah, you hear every little crackle. So 3 times clockwise and 3 times anti-clockwise. Okay, so there we go. That's the first test. So I just the radiator here, the heating is still on in the kitchen. So I'm just going to leave those for however many hours it takes until they seem to be dried off. And then we will give them a try out on the spanking new turntable, and I'll let you guys know whether or not it made a difference. Allegedly, one should see the contaminants that are washed off the record in the bottom, and I can see one or two little bits and pieces down the bottom there. It also says when you're finished, you remove the brushes and you give them a rinse and a clean and a dry and whatever. But you can leave the fluid in the tank and put the lid on for the next time. So I'll go rinse these, and we'll get back to this later on today sometime. So here we are, it's a couple of hours later. And well, these guys certainly look nice and clean. I don't see any obvious signs of dirt or any other contaminants. That's looking good. They look completely dry. The other thing I did was I got some new sleeves to put the records in, because if the these are what they call anti-static, archival quality, non-scratching master sleeves. So I'm gonna try, what I hope is gonna happen is I put the records in these now, and I can put them and the original back into the same sleeve and hope there's room, because I don't want to throw away the sleeve, but at the same time, if the dirty record was in there and I put the clean record back in there, it seems to kind of defeat the purpose. So we'll see how we go with this. Okay, so we use in there like that. Okay, so that goes in. I think the original will go in as well. So, no point in boring you with the rest of this. I'm going to put them all back in their sleeves. I'm going to take them upstairs, give them a run through on the system, and report back on whether I determine that or detect an improvement in sound quality. Well guys, I'd say the jury is out. After my first go at cleaning records like this, some were a huge success. So the Return to Forever album sounds really gorgeous now. Most of the others sound better, but they're still not completely clean, that's for sure. Probably the biggest disappointment was the Tangerine Dream album, because that didn't seem any better at all. It might even have been worse. So not quite sure what's going to happen there. So I would say overall result is probably positive, not as positive as I was hoping. But yeah, I'd say for a first attempt, it spurs one to keep going. Now, I don't really know what to do in terms of playing some vinyl for you guys to listen to, because I think it'll just all get copyright stricken, or whatever the word is. So what I'll do is I'll post this clip up, and then I'll try and shoot a separate clip of some of the vinyl playing, and then if that gets taken down, fair enough. But it is unusual, because there are a whole bunch of YouTube channels which show nothing except guys playing vinyl records, where all you see on the video is the cartridge running over the disc while it's playing, you know, all the popular stuff. Pink Floyd, Dire Straits, you name it, it's all on there. And yet they seem to not get affected by this. So anyway, we will see. So there you go, guys. That's it. That's my initial results of first go at cleaning vinyl records using the Spin Clean.